Should people who live in county-subsidized housing be required to stay drug-free? That's what San Diego County leaders are now deciding. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Jesse Pagan. Currently, a zero-tolerance drug policy is on the books, but next month, the Board of Supervisors will vote whether to end the policy, which some say is a barrier to getting people off the streets. CBS 8's Richard Allen is following the story for us tonight, talking with people involved. Richard?
Well, Jesse and Marcella, that's right. This move to end San Diego County's zero-tolerance drug policy as a condition for accessing county-funded housing that includes Section 8 rent subsidies would put the county more in alignment with current policies on both the state and federal levels.
Be quite honest, we are already housing people that are struggling with addiction.
John Brady is director of Lived Experience Advisors, a group of formerly homeless individuals advocating for those living on the streets. He says that substance abuse issues should not be a barrier to housing.
If we're going to implement successful harm reduction programs and move people off the street, this can't be a restriction that we allow to continue.
This move to officially end the zero-tolerance drug policy at the county level is a move that the state of California already made in 2016 and the federal government made back in 2009, a model known as Housing First.
We don't have these restrictions around Section 8 vouchers within the city. We don't have these restrictions federally. It's just bringing us into alignment with the rest of the world.
To lift this, to me, it just doesn't make sense.
County Supervisor Jim Desmond, who believes the Housing First model has not been working, is opposed to this move. He says that while he wants to help those who are struggling to get off the streets and into housing, he also fears that lifting the zero-tolerance policy will enable drug use and even drug dealing in county-subsidized housing.
It just doesn't make sense. We can allow them to continue with what's keeping them homeless.
What this policy change doesn't do is it doesn't say, oh, okay, because you're on a voucher or you're in supportive housing or a program and you're dealing drugs, it's a pass.
Desmond also says that reversing the current zero-tolerance policy could shrink the amount of available housing.
We already have a hard enough time finding landlords that are willing to take Section 8.
Brady, though, disagrees.
We are already working with landlords. They're taking in tenants from all types of backgrounds. I don't think it will change any of that.
And Supervisor Desmond said that he would be in favor of a compromise that included mandatory drug treatment for those struggling with substance abuse issues and who continue to use as a condition for accepting county-subsidized housing. At this point, though, that compromise is not part of what the Board of Supervisors will be voting on, and that vote is scheduled for December 13th, 2 weeks from today.
So yes, that meeting 2 weeks from tonight, if people do feel strongly one way or the other, they can attend.
Absolutely, attend or through Zoom. They can have their voice heard.
Okay.
All right, we'll see what happens
All
there.
right, we'll be following it.
Yeah, thank you, Richard.
Thank you.